Okay, this is the Zoning Board of Appeals. We're going to call the meeting to order. My name is Sean McCaffrey, and I'm going to kill everyone's name.
It's a damn chick. I go to a damn chick.
Yeah, you guys introduce yourselves.
Annette McLean. Jan the damn chick.
I had you. But
Mike Walsh.
So,
Sharon, Alexa. Sean.
Yes.
Just need to announce it's recorded. Just need to announce it's recorded.
So everyone knows out here we are recording this. Fortunately, you can also see myself. It's video and that's not good.
We got it all, brother.
Okay. So we're going to read the...
So I'm going to read this. I got it.
All right.
So an application has been...
Hold on a second. Time out.
Time out. He has to say what were the rules.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll go. All right, so start with just kind of the general rules. Okay. First of all, procedurally how this goes is we're going to read it and then we'll have the applicant go. We'll also have a time for any abutters for comments.
You have sign-in sheet, Cheryl?
At a certain point, we will close the hearing, meaning everyone's had their chance to speak, and then basically we cut that off, and then we'll deliberate amongst ourselves. If there are comments, if you're out there and I'm saying something really annoying, just make sure you direct that through me rather than muttering to yourself out there or making those kinds of things. It just makes it easier so that we all kind of talk one person at a time. Oh, yes, and if you are going to have something to say, we just need you to state who you are and your address so that we can kind of clue you in as to where you are. Okay.
The reason we're here tonight, right, is for hearing for 3 Old Farm Lane. You gotta open the hearing first and then read the...
Opening the 3 Old Farm Lane.
All right, so we're now going to open the hearing for the special permit application for 3 Old Farm Lane, the applicant being McCabe.
An application has been submitted by Brandon J. McCabe and Jamie McCabe requesting Zoning Board of Appeals special permit under sections 3400 through 3440, 920, 9221, and 9300 of the Town of Pepperell zoning bylaw, which if granted would allow an accessory apartment. Subject property is located at 3 Old Farm Lane, Pepperell, Mass., as shown on Assessor's Map 9 as Parcel 123-3. A public hearing will be held on this matter at the Pepperell Town Hall, Conference Room A, Wednesday, June 21st at 7 p.m. The application is available for review at the Town Clerk's office at 1 Main Street. Parties wishing to speak in favor or in opposition to the proposal may do so in writing prior to the hearing or at the hearing in person or represented by an agent or attorney. Interested parties are encouraged to attend.
All right, so at this point, we'll have you kind of speak your piece and let us know why you want us to approve it.
Just looking to have the apartment permitted. It's already basically a guest suite now, and I'm just looking to have an insurance policy if I ever needed additional income. There's no plan to ever rent it out. It's more for me an insurance policy.
Okay.
And there'll be no construction or anything. It's already set up as is on the plan.
Okay, and I think we have some of those things here.
Is this door shown on the plan? Is that to the exterior?
Yes, at the top, yes, it is. And there's a picture of it behind it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
These basically the same floor plans, just...
Yep, the only difference is the range for agency.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Oh, and a door that wasn't on the original plan. That was put in during construction. It'll be at the bottom of the page.
How long has it been there?
We got occupancy, I think, New Year's Eve. So it's a brand new house.
I'm just checking the calculation on the square foot.
Yeah, I was.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, so
Or
new construction January. Did you say 16 or 17?
No, it was December of 16.
Okay, so was this built at the time, or okay?
Yes.
So you bought the new house; it was already there.
Right, I built that. I
Oh, you-
built the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I get the calculation comes with it.
To which one?
The whole space is.
Reconciling the square footage.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I have the 675 is it's super insulated. The back wall is 18 inches thick, and the side wall is 10 inch concrete, and then 3 inches of insulation.
Yeah, so
So the finished area is smaller.
Didn't even look at his calculation. I guess he probably went by just what the foundation is and didn't discount for any of that.
So I think you have a letter in there from Ned.
Yeah,
that's what he was looking at.
he's got it 785, which it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
still
It's
less than
it's
the-
within the
right.
square footage requirement anyway. Which we've got
Yeah,
2 ways in and out, right?
right. Wait.
The 2 windows are egress windows too,
The bedroom and the.
and the one in the living room.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is it walkout?
Yes.
Let's see if I can do that.
It's very rare. I don't have more to say or ask. Anyone know?
I got.
do you want to read the comments? and
Yeah.
then ask?
Do we can read the comments down and then get
Ask some
questions?
questions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I have 5 from Cheryl, 1 more, and
Yeah, there was an updated one from the Board of Health
Okay.
and Ned that weren't in the packet that I mailed to you. So 5 and 2 more.
so Board of Health has 2.
They updated,
Okay.
they just updated.
Okay, I'll put that one right behind them. Okay. All right, so we're gonna read the comments into the record. And we have comments from the treasurer collector. Taxes are current as of 4/26/17. Fire department, upgrade smoke and CO2 in home and apartment. I don't know if that means it is upgraded or he wants it upgraded.
He can come out. It was built definitely to code. And I was going to apply for this, so someone from the fire department can come out anytime.
You get an occupancy permit, and
Yes.
so as of December, they were compliant anyways, because
Yes.
you wouldn't get an occupancy permit.
There's always a bedroom, so everything was done to code.
The Board of Health, Pepperell Board of Health is in receipt of a special permit request, more specifically to allow an accessory apartment in the existing basement of a home located at the above referenced property. Below is a list of Pepperell Board of Health comments and concerns. 1, property is served by town water. 2, certificate of compliance issued 12/27/16 for 4-bedroom dwelling unit. To ensure the applicant isn't exceeding their approved capacity of their septic system, a sketch must be submitted. Once the applicant has addressed the above in writing, please have them submit the paperwork to the Pepperell Board of Health for review. We appreciate the opportunity to comment, and we look forward to working with you on this project. If you have any questions, call directly. And their update was, hi, I spoke with Brandon, and he has a green light from the Board of Health for the basement finished area. Thank you. The Highway Department has no comments. And the Conservation Commission has no comments. Town Council Says, I have reviewed the above application, and it appears that the proposed accessory apartment will have a gross floor area of 785 square feet, thereby meeting the criterion that the proposed accessory apartment be less than 800 square feet gross floor area. The apartment will have direct access to the outside as well as access to the rest of the building in which it is located. The premises have not been approved by the Board of Health for 4 bedrooms in the existing structure, but now they have. I reviewed the Board of Health comments, but do not believe that they would prevent the granting of a special permit, as there is no increase in the number of bedrooms resulting from this accessory apartment. The Board of Health has an issue with the operation of the existing approved system that the board can then require repairs as needed for purposes of the special permit. Such as an issue is not relevant as the premises meet all regulatory requirements. The ZBA could, as one of the conditions of approval, require that the premises be fully compliant with all other building and sanitary regulations. This is implicit on the permitting of in any event, and making it explicit will do no harm. I do not believe that such a condition would be unduly burdensome, as it merely conforms to the requirements of the law and representation made by the applicant. It appears that the application and that the applicant has sufficient area to provide additional parking space, and the changes to the exterior residence will be consistent with the existing structure. The applicant has provided an affidavit of residence as required by section 3432. I find no legal impediment to granting of the application, provided that the applicant, after the hearing, has met all the required criteria of section 3400 through 3436. That is it. Comments?
You guys have anything to add at this point before we
Yeah, so that's
open it up to any
it's right on the page right there.
anybody else?
No, I was just going to read this while they were commenting.
Okay, so if you're here to voice your opinion on something, remember just identify who you are, where you live. Go ahead.
Gary Holleran, 55 Prescott Street. I'm in a butter to the property. I guess I have more questions than commentary. I guess one question up front would be, how is the occupancy granted with an apartment already built into the house? And where Brandon just said that this is an insurance policy and that nobody's going to be renting here, well, that seems like a pretty big investment to be making in a house out of the gate in terms of, building out in the whole bit. So I guess should I just ask all my questions, or? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So secondly, then, how is somebody going to ensure that it ultimately does, may or may not get rented out, right? And I have concerns around that in terms of who are the renters. Is it going to be like an Airbnb type of environment? I've got young girls that live in my house, 2 young daughters, so I don't want any, transient people in the neighborhood. My question about the apartment already existing got answered. Any traffic concerns? Prescott Street's getting busy. We've been there 11 years now, and it continues to get busy. So is there a maximum capacity that number of tenants could live in that apartment if it was approved? And then I guess related to that, just in general, just wondering, when is the rest of the house going to be completed for construction? There's still big piles of dirt out there, and I know it takes time. Just general questions. So those are the questions that I had related to that. And I would just make one comment that the neighborhood that we built our house in does not have apartments. I didn't spend upwards of $600,000 to live in a neighborhood that is apartments. Again, I understand if it's a family member, right, that's a different conversation. But if it's an income generating property, I would have some concerns about that in the overall take of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Do you want to jump
I
right in, or
can
we'll go one
hit
at a
on
time?
it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because
So, occupancy permit, the occupancy permit is separate from the special permit that they need here for an in-law apartment, right? So, forgive me, but I think you already said you got occupancy back in
December.
December. So, without the special permit, there's no right to have the in-law apartment.
get Mark's distinction though. Occupancy permit is the building department, all those kinds of things. It's outside of our purview for sure.
Well, right, because there was a move, I don't know, what was it, a while back, to make these accessory apartments by right, so that folks wouldn't have to come here. That it never took off. So that the obligation now is if you want to put an accessory apartment in your home, you've got to come in front of the zoning board of appeals, and there's a whole set of conditions, right, in the zoning bylaws that are required to be met to be able to be eligible for a special permit for an accessory apartment, right? So you've got to provide a plot plan of the existing dwelling unit and the accessory apartment, showing the building, the proposed accessory apartment, the location of any septic, private wells, and the like. One of the units has to be occupied by the owner. Okay, so and the permit lapses if the owner moves out. Okay, this is all in section 3400 of the zoning board, the zoning bylaws. You can't have more than one accessory apartment on a lot, and it can't exceed 800 square feet, and is located in the principal residential structure of the premises. Okay, so you can't build a barn to put an accessory apartment in, right? Now, the next one is where you get into, it's the external appearance of the structure in which the accessory apartment is to be located shall not be significantly altered from the appearance of a single home structure. Okay, so you can't have you can't put a duplex in, right? It's limited in size, scope, and appearance. Okay, with the intent here not to become boarding house. All right, and that's where there's pictures submitted, and the board makes a judgment based on the outward appearance, the size, and the like, as to and input from folks like you, the neighbors. And then finally, there has to be sufficient and appropriate space for at least one additional parking space. Okay. So they can't have. There has to be enough room so that somebody else can live there and they can move, and the cars aren't going to be all over the street. I think the other piece was, when is construction done? I mean, this is just to grant the special permit. If the special permit isn't used within a year or anything is done, doesn't it lapse?
It lapses, but that's typically it's not used.
Right.
I think 2 years.
2
The
years.
variance is 1 year.
Variance is one, special permit's two.
But I took his question or his comment was more to the whole project isn't completed yet versus this particular unit. So I think if he
That's on the new construction of the home, which
Right.
isn't us.
so if
That would be her.
I don't think you have a lapse situation if they go in, they use the apartment and.
No,
Yeah.
right, well, there was some question as to, right, when can they rent it, and who can they rent it to, and how many people can live there? Well, there's a,
I guess related to the construction
Yeah.
comment was it got built prior to the special permit.
It got built as a bedroom and a
Yeah.
what seems to be like a family room area in the original plan. According to what I can see from the original plan, it looks like an open space sort of family room area with a bedroom and a bath attached to it. So the house, based on this information that's in front of us, I would assume was a 4 or more bedroom house that was permitted. So it wasn't necessarily built out as an apartment, it was built out as space in the basement, including a bedroom and a living space with a bathroom. Now they're asking it to be transformed into an apartment by adding in the, what they've sketched on here, the kitchenette area.
Yeah, if it's kind of their intent as to how they're going to use it, is the way I see it. You could do all of this same type of construction in your house. You know, there's always the concern about a second kitchen and all that kind of stuff. You can do all that and just use it on your own and not have it be an in-law. They've taken the step to say they want to designate it as an in-law or an accessory apartment. So.
as far as capacity, I think that was another one of your questions. There's a septic design permit, it's a 4-bedroom septic, right?
That's-
So, you know, as much as, you know, the amount of occupants in your home is limited, so's theirs. I mean, that's what it comes down to, you know. Again, it's not a hotel, and, but it is a 4-bedroom, I believe it's 4-bedroom
Yeah,
septic, right?
It's a 4-bedroom septic, so we assume it's a 4-bedroom house.
And so nothing we do here alleviates any of the obligations of any of the other boards, right? So they still have to satisfy the Board of Health, you know, everybody else. We just grant the permit. If for some reason the septic plan isn't designed for this extra, that's gonna get kicked by the Board of Health. That's it.
And you went for a building permit for the accessory apartment?
No.
Is that why Harry sent this letter?
No, I'm not sure what letter Harry sent, but I got the building permit and it was just part of the build. It was, like you said, it was where the 4th bedroom and 4th bathroom was.
Yeah, because his letter says
Because we have a
submitted-
rejection for accessory
submitted
apartment.
notice of
That's
intent.
part. That's
Notice of
part of
intent.
That's a part of the process that you have to submit it to him. He rejects it, and then I go to you
It's
guys.
the first step.
So
Okay,
that's the first step.
okay, so you did that on purpose in order to apply for an
Yes.
accessory apartment, okay.
And there really is no plan to rent it out. It really wasn't that much more to complete it. Since the house is super insulated, it was already insulated, and it was easy just to frame the rooms and put the flooring in and bathroom.
So you have no plans to rent it.
No, not, I don't want anyone.
Do you understand that the permit lapses if you don't use it in 2 years?
Okay. I did not know that, but
Yeah, it's not a thing that goes into perpetuity.
And if you sell, the next person has to
Yeah.
reapply and that.
and then to answer his other question, hopefully next week the excavator will be back to finish everything. The wet spring, and I'm building a garage, so that kind of delayed things.
Okay. Anybody else?
My name is Ardith Flauvelt, and I own one old farm land, and I live in Hollis, New Hampshire. And I freely admit I'm confused. Is there any difference between an accessory apartment and an in-law apartment?
No.
It's the same
No.
thing.
It's
Same
not,
thing.
it's not defined in the bylaw as an in-law, it's defined as an accessory.
Yeah,
You
we
could have, you could
determined
have
it.
it.
I probably threw the term around because
that's the
it's,
typical
Because
use
that's
of
one
it.
that we're
Yeah.
sort of familiar with, but this
Yes.
is somewhat different because
that's
you
the
can
typical-
rent it out.
I'm sorry?
You can rent this out. I don't think you could rent out an in-law. But
It
anyway,
really
that's
it depends on how it's defined. And
what town you're.
I had a research project where I looked at 6 different towns, and trust me, the requirements are all over the map.
So the intent, right, of the bylaw is for the purposes of providing small additional dwelling units to rent without adding to the number of buildings in the town or substantially altering the appearance of the town, providing alternative housing options for elder residents, your in-law apartments, and enabling owners of single-family dwellings larger than required for their present needs, particularly elderly homeowners, to share space and the burdens of home ownership.
All right.
That's
all
the
makes
qualification. So, to your point, Gary, right? That's how we look at these things. If it starts to look like this is going to be, a flop house, and I'm not talking about your place at all, right? But if that's that doesn't fit the spirit or the intent of this bylaw.
So then my next question is, okay, there seems to be no stated intent to rent this. Why would an insurance policy make sense for what appears to be empty space that's going to remain empty space? I'm just confused. I don't understand.
Yeah, nothing. I'm not an insurance.
Well, yeah, I don't have any clue. Frankly,
I think he meant insurance, not like providing actual insurance, but let's say he wanted to bring in more income. That's what you meant by that?
Someone,
So
one of us says, I work for extended period.
But he doesn't have any intent of renting this, so
He wants to be ahead of the game, is all.
for somewhere in the next 2 years.
correct. There's nothing that prevents him from doing it. I mean, this is the first. I've never
I'm just
seen
trying to
anybody do it this way, but-
understand
No, usually there's
how this
somebody in
came
there
about
already.
with a new construction and didn't, would you apply for this permit when you're building?
I
Would
think
that
you
make any
can.
sense? I'm confused.
I think you have to
I don't
have a
understand
residence
why
in order
now,
to apply
I
for
guess,
it.
or
You have
why.
to-
Yeah. The
You
one
have to
issue
live-
that would come up is before you own the property, you don't really have standing. You can't. I guess. Well, maybe I could be wrong on that. You can actually apply for permits while you're in a
No.
contract or something, but
Well, because also it is because you have to sign an affidavit that,
That
you
you
live
live
there,
yes. So
and you can't live there while you're building it. So
Okay, I guess I have one more that I don't know if you folks can address or not, but if you do bring in an outsider as opposed to a family member and that sort of thing, I assume then as a landlord, liability issues and that sort of would apply to a tenant as well as normally would with a landlord and a tenant.
This is just, all we do
That's all
is
you
issue the
do.
permit.
Okay,
Yeah.
just asking.
Everything else, like I said earlier, there is still, nothing the only relief we're providing is a special permit to do this. We don't allow any relief from any other obligations, insurance obligations, other town board requirements. All of that stuff still stands. So the tenant landlord law still apply.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. But again, accessory apartment, and it just confuses me, but I'm getting there.
Excuse me, could you just spell your last name?
Sure.
Sure.
You can't read it, can you?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, is it a B or a D?
B.
Okay.
B-L-A-U.
B-L-A-U.
V-E-L-T.
Thank you.
anybody else? We ready to close the hearing. I mean, what that means at this point, is we do that. Then you're done with asking questions or making comments, and then it's really just us. So if you've got something you want to ask or a comment, throw it out now. Otherwise, we're probably going to move on. And yeah,
Just a procedural question. So when do we get notification of the decision?
We're not done here, but they're not done here. What's going to happen is at some point, the chairman tonight will probably give the applicant one more opportunity to add anything that he needs to add. If there's no more comments in the room and the board doesn't have any questions, they'll close the public comment portion of the hearing, all right? Then they'll do an examination of what's been asked, based on all those conditions that I read and the intent of the bylaw that I read. And probably 90% will take a vote tonight, and you'll know before you leave here which way it goes.
All right. Anything else? Okay.
We're still in focus. He doesn't have
Gonna make a motion here.
I make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second.
Public portion of the meeting.
I second.
All those in
Thank God
favor?
you're here, Mark. Aye.
Who seconded that? Was it Annette? Thank you.
Because you know, if I say it, she has to second it. Because there's only three.
Just another one.
I know, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna handwrite my.
We're just gonna just go down the list.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's what we keep doing.
so you know,
Yes, that's true.
they're gonna live there, so.
Yep,
that's
and they
easy.
did that.
Only one. Square footage is okay. From maybe.
External appearance doesn't change. There's a picture in here.
Yeah, no,
That's all there.
you can't notice it all, but it looks
Looks like a walkout basement.
over the back of the house.
Sufficient appropriate parking, yes.
Yeah. Egress. And that one.
The driveway, yeah, I assume so.
Yep.
What's the other one? I was just trying to figure out
Oh, where is it?
this sits on the.
In the back.
Is it? Is that?
No, I think that's just the middle part.
Oh, that's this.
So.
The driveway comes up here and that's the back. It's that.
Yep.
And it doesn't look like too.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
Yeah. It looks like
Oh, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't.
the house pretty much sits like 5 foot.
They're using.
We're slackers, we didn't bring that. As far as everything in here, we've made all the factors.
Yeah.
Oh, I should brought you on this one.
I didn't see anything that.
That doesn't
They
meet
didn't
the
put
criteria.
I have some of
We have
these.
to make sure it meets this, the 93.
Yeah, you know what, next
You can
time.
have it. Give me the crappy
Functions of
part.
that.
It's a
What do you want?
Sharpie.
What?
Oh,
So we went to 9221.
Oh, yeah.
I picked the red one. I'm used to using it.
Special permit.
What do you get over
No,
there?
I need the red one. You can take that one. Thank
This
you.
thing's huge. I need 2 hands to hold it.
I mean, it's
No.
always one extra bedroom.
One pen.
I actually have 2 packages. These.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see any.
Yeah, it's
One of
in,
those.
Yep.
I assume it would be rented out.
Well, the thing about it is that Sean I know
Even
One
one bedroom, it's not like it's,
that. Yes.
yeah, the people at most.
Who's Airbnb?
Oh,
There, that happened.
okay. Over by the Parachute Airport.
There you go. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you even, right, yeah, because it's a special permit for an accessory apartment, where you have to show that you're about to get out.
Yeah.
I
So I
Yeah.
from a practical sense, it
Doesn't matter.
doesn't really matter.
Do they have to come back in 2 years? Is that what that means? Do they have to re-up it every 2
I
years?
find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I
so.
don't know how that works.
It lapses if it's not been used.
Which means there's no construction, because it does say construction.
Lapses.
Or substantial
Actually, use
use.
or there.
What does that mean?
Or construction there under.
Again, it's already built.
Yeah.
Right.
No one's
They
gonna
could
be.
go down there.
Rent it out to your cousin.
Yeah,
It's author. It's all
Yeah,
purpose.
it's pretty straightforward.
Hang on,
Okay.
where's the paper I need? Now I need this. I need the only paper I don't have under my thing. So we move to,
It's attached to the, oh, it's here. It's attached to the.
Make a motion.
make a
Yeah,
motion
okay.
to
Grant.
grant or allow?
Grant.
Yeah, grant. The
Two.
Special permit for property at
Yep.
Alright, so grant. Oh, we should probably
All of
move to make sure that we're on the inside of it.
right, but it would be but I have to make the motion.
Yep, yes.
So the motion is
Yep.
to grant the special permit
Under.
under all of that down to right there, right?
Yeah.
Or do I have to do Old Farm Lane?
Yeah. I mean, you could
Yeah.
finish that just in this.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I make a motion to grant the special permit under section 3400 through 3440, 9221 and 9300 of the Pepperell zoning bylaw, by which to allow an accessory apartment at the subject property at 3 Old Farm Lane, Pepperell, Mass.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I asked you a question about the 2-year thing. I heard you talking about that.
Here, I'll let you read it if you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Time to ask was during hearing.
We have no idea.
I heard you guys. No, I heard you guys.
Because, I mean, this
Oh, so if
indicates
it's
that they
not-
have to construct
So
it,
It's already done.
which is already done.
It's already done, right?
Right.
Yes, grant.
So it's whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let everybody know what's
But there's no.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
no,
so,
okay.
that meant that we just granted the special permit, so.
So what happens now, Cheryl, it has to get signed, written up, okay? And then there's, gets circulated in 20, go ahead.
Yeah, so it basically what happens is, they, they'll finalize writing findings and conditions, and then, it goes to town council for a quick review, and then once he's all set with it, it'll get filed with the town clerk. And we have about, it usually gets done within about a 2-week period. With 4th of July, I'm not sure, I have to kind of get the timing, because then once it's filed with the town clerk, that sets off a 20-day appeals period where anyone can appeal the decision, a member of the public, another town board, anybody. So once the 20 days is up, then you would go to the town clerk and they would sign off on the original decision. You'll get a copy of the decision when it's filed with the town clerk by certified mail. Everyone else will get a copy of the notice of decision. But the decision should get posted up on the town website, the full decision, and the full decisions will also be on file in the town clerk's office if somebody wanted to see it. Or you can email me and it'll be scanned so I can email it, the full decision. You'll just get, the abutters get one page called a notice of decision. We don't mail the entire decision. But you can get it.
Right. And appeals are not made through us,
Oh.
appeals are made to land court or the district court,
Superior Court.
Superior or land.
Sure, it gets recorded, correct, right?
So once the appeals period is up and the applicant, if no appeals have been made, the applicant would then pick up the original decision from the town clerk, and then they need to record it with the Registry of Deeds in Cambridge, right? Do they physically have to do that? I thought they do, right? That's the best thing to do? Or?
You do, unless, if you do a lot of recording, people can electronically file it, but you typically have to have an account with that.
Yeah.
So to set up an account to e-file one document, it's almost better to just
Go in there.
Yes.
I'll send you the instructions on that.
Don't mail it.
That's it?
I think that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. Take it easy, man. Minutes?
So, yeah, now we
You
need,
guys have to do your
We have to
decision.
do our thing.
oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah,
So,
there we go.
You've not met Gary?
so you need to do your findings and conditions.
Is this the minutes?
Yeah, can you just,
Oh my goodness.
Mark and redline a minute.
I got this.
I don't want to throw them. Oh, no. You already looked through some of those
I'm telling you
minutes.
right now, these are all good.
You don't know that.
I do too.
Mark's saying they're all good, we're all good.
Well, you looked.
What is this
You
now?
did look, oh, those are for everybody. Those are, that's my, I made copies for everybody. And then we have to also have this.
It was a lot.
That's on the agenda, remember?
Yeah, I do. What do you mean, copies for everybody?
Of the minutes, the draft minutes.
Oh.
I did copies of, that's mine.
No, give me that. That's good for me. I like
Okay.
that. I need that.
Okay, so I'll give you, this is, that's December 7th.
Are those all December 7th?
Yeah, I made a copy for
All
everybody.
right, so hold on. We can, while they do that.
Well, you know what,
let's
I'll
get-
divide them up.
Oh, you don't like anybody touching your stuff, do
I
you?
don't, no.
That's what I was gonna do while you were doing it.
Oh,
One,
okay.
2, 3, and I have one here. That's good. You're very protective of it. Yeah.
Okay, this is January 11th.
Okay. Should do them. You know what I'm gonna do is upside down, right? Because then they'll be in order.
Good thinking.
Okay. Every once in a while, Cheryl.
Make sure you do yours too.
I did.
I don't think there's any other findings because
Yeah, no.
Two, then, or I'll send
What'd you
it
come
out.
up with? Did you put one in there that they have to
Yeah,
I think it's right there, right?
comply with everything else?
it's in here already.
That's a condition, right? Yeah.
Cheryl already takes care of it.
Well, basically, I'll take just the sections of the bylaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is like standard, right?
Yeah.
In every decision.
Interesting. So
I think all you need for that one is the,
they're already listed.
everything
The
there.
requirements
Yeah.
are right down.
It's already
has
there.
it all.
Nice, yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
So he's gonna get an occupancy permit prior to any occupation of the accessory apartment.
I thought he got an occupancy permit in December. He said.
For the apartment itself.
So that's an interesting thing. So in other words, he has an occupancy permit for his whole house,
Right.
but now he's getting an accessory apartment and he needs
No,
a permit for that. That's
Well, that's because the assumption is you're usually building the accessory apartment after the fact.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose you could probably do both at once.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of is because he doesn't live in the house yet, right?
No, he lives there.
Oh, yeah, he lives there.
Oh, he does?
That's what I thought he said.
I thought
Well, he
he
did say he was getting an occupancy permit next week or something.
no.
No, he was finishing the
They moved in
grading
like
December.
December.
All right, so he moved in. When did this thing? Yeah, so he.
It's just in most situations it does make some sense. Let's say the house is 10 years old and you're getting a separate occupancy permit, but his is so close. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue for him to get.
No, but he's still gonna have to get one.
Yeah, he still
Yeah,
has to
no,
go get
I-
one.
and it's-
Well, which is where the letter from Harry comes from, is he would have had to apply with Harry
Yes.
for a permit for that.
And now he'll get this, and then he'll
So-
get it, and then it's done.
Yeah, and it's done.
Yeah. It's just interesting.
That is interesting. I think that's the first one ever that we had like that.
Yeah,
And it's so close, too.
That someone like came in and.
It actually did something in advance, didn't have a
Did something
tenant or
like-
three.
Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to the ones that were all. Seriously.
Okay.
What's this stuff? Is that just copies of that?
Agenda.
Will be granted.
Yeah, I think it's just.
Yeah.
It's all, yeah.
See, you already had that ready to go too, didn't you?
Well, I did 2 different ones.
What what was on the other one? Oh, what if Annette didn't show up?
Then I'd have to go in and turn my computer on and
I wouldn't do that to her.
get a new one.
Annette said she was coming. She'll be here.
You guys need Cheryl's book anymore?
No.
She's looking for it again.
My Bible.
Sorry.
I can't touch her stuff over here.
Were you
And then you
adding
gave
any
her.
other
Then you gave her
findings or
stuff away. That
conditions?
was even worse.
Nope.
No,
I don't think
there's-
so.
I couldn't find
Thank
anything
you for
else
being
to
the
say.
chair.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm not a public speaker.
It was a
I
weak
just-
performance by me. What can I tell you?
It was not.
You did fine, did fine.
I look at Mark in a whole new light. You know?
I'm sure you do.
Used to be that if you pull out the drawer, there was the instructions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll see.
Oh, yeah,
Still in
yeah,
there.
all right.
I don't even feel it.
Oh, there is no drawer.
What's all
See?
this?
This is,
Wow.
these
He
are all
removed the
minutes.
draw.
They even
So
moved
this
the
is
drawer.
one for each of us?
Yeah.
Okay, pass
Okay.
that down.
Fun stuff, right?
Oh, no, is this?
So we're doing
are
the
these
minutes
meeting
now?
minutes?
Yeah.
So we'll do them.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
I mean,
So you don't need this because we didn't say
December
anything on it, right?
What is it?
The
Oh, the
copy of
draft
the
decision?
draft, because
No.
these have been looked at.
Which ones are these?
These,
Oh,
these
this
are
goes
all
back.
of them.
October.
Yeah.
I know I've looked
Did
at-
we look at these?
Oh, I've looked at the first two.
Looked at these. I think that. I mean, if somebody has any issues with them, let it be known. Otherwise, I would suggest
We approved them.
that we approve en banc.
How do you do that? Just all.
All of them together.
I approved this pile of minutes.
That's why I kept this.
Okay.
Right, so somebody could make a motion. 'Cause, I mean, we've already looked at them. Cheryl sent them out. If anyone has any comments,
Anyone? Anyone?
I'll make a motion to.
You want to make the
Go
motion?
ahead. No, go ahead.
I got a
Since
motion.
you have it all there.
I have a motion to approve the ZBA draft minutes of December 7th, 2016, the ZBA draft minutes of January 11th, 2017, the ZBA draft minutes of January 25th, 2017, the ZBA draft minutes of February 1st, 2017, the ZBA draft minutes from February 8th, 2017, and the ZBA draft minutes from February 15th, 2017.
there's a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Done.
None opposed?
So I do, everyone was in
It's
favor,
like the hit
right?
list of great
Yes.
meetings.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time. I was reading that. I'm like, wow, we spent
Well,
a
I
lot
mean,
of time together.
they have been a while. They were sent read, and if nobody had any comments, there's no sense.
Okay.
of
Nope,
them all
that sounds great to
individually.
me.
Do you have anything else on the agenda?
We do. So,
Complexity between the
And I have a
Birch
copy of
Drive
that.
versus
Oh, I know.
something like this where you're like,
I let you do it. I'm getting Cheryl nervous sitting over here. She's not.
don't
gonna
touch your stuff.
She's not going to let me sit
Don't
next
touch
to
your
her anymore.
Don't be touching anybody's stuff.
Must see TV.
All
Oh
of
God, thank God, I think we're.
So this is all the correspondence.
Is this one set or can? Or is
One
this,
for each of you.
Is this the Emerson Village thing?
Yeah, the original letter from the resident is in the very back. Then in the middle is,
So we're still being recorded, right? So I should.
yeah. So I'll just give you a summary of this, right? So I got notice of this as the chairman, right, Cheryl? There was a letter sent by a resident from or an email from Emerson Village, right? It was directed to the ZBA, but it didn't really have anything to do with the ZBA, right? So the DPW director, it was more for him with the nature of the letter.
I think we were copied on the
Yeah, we
series of
copied-
emails.
yes.
All right,
Yeah, so we,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only reason I put it on the agenda is, I don't know if you guys, if you want, if you feel like that this is something we should respond to, I don't.
I didn't think it had anything to do with us.
No.
Because it's not, the decision wasn't made by us to have them asked to have the sidewalks removed. That was made by the DPW.
But it goes, to me, it's beyond that. It's
It's
like
above
we
that,
we issued a permit, decided that stands, it speaks. These are ongoing issues that,
I think that even if it was right to the heart of the matter of something we have already decided, comments after the fact don't really help us and don't really not all of that.
the fact of the matter is, what he should do is take it up with the building and
Yeah, and it's not going to sway this opinion anyway. So I thought if there was like a factual thing that we could clarify to add that would be helpful, maybe. But on this, no. This is,
No, there's nothing. Okay.
to me at least.
All right. Annette, anything?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with our
Okay.
decision.
That's it. Then I didn't have.
So all board members agree that the ZBA,
We'll take no
there's
action.
No need
Take
to
no
take any
action,
action
yeah.
on this. I mean, the one thing I would say, I think that the DPW director did a fine job in putting the letter together. It's well
Sure.
drafted and
Yep.
on point.
Yeah.
I think he covers everything that needs to be covered, and leave it at that.
so that was in his letter to the resident.
Yeah.
Mr.
Jeffrey.
Kalkbrenner.
Yep.
I just when that was dated.
May
May
12th.
12th.
I mean, here it is, the middle
Okay.
of June. Do we know if he?
There doesn't seem to have been any
You can't
comment
hear
back
anything
to us.
I don't know if he did.
What's on the? What is the agenda? Is there anything else on the agenda?
That was the last item.
Others,
Oh,
I realize
new
the chair
business.
did not reasonably anticipate.
Updates.
No, nothing.
No.
I mean,
All right, it's 7.
You should let him do that.
Oh,
No,
hey.
no, we kind of.
Oh, you
Oh yeah, I'm back out.
Leave the hearing.
So you gotta
Do it together.
So, just close the meeting.
meeting.
Can't you be on camera when you're doing that?
He will be.
I am.
He is
Okay,
on
sorry,
camera.
that's all I need.
There's an empty
That's all
chair
I
on
need.
camera.
How about a motion? What do you want? What was that?
I was going to give you back your pen, but
Make a motion to close the meeting at 7:53.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Nice.
Aye.
All right, that's it. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Tony.